That really is a wonderful sound. It wouldn't be an N Street Village Gala without Crush Funk. Thank you, friends, for joining us live from N Street Village Way to kick off the N Street Village Virtual Gala and Auction. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stuart Allen, Chief Development Officer at N Street Village. Tonight, I'm coming to you from 14th and N Street at the Village Flagship, one of our 8 locations in the city. For nearly 50 years, our village has been a safe and welcoming place for thousands of women deserving of a safe and dignified place to call home. While I wish we could all be together in person, tonight we know that our collective spirits, compassion, and commitment to the women of N Street Village is radiating throughout the city and across the globe, from our home to the homes and shelters of the women that we serve. I have the distinct pleasure of working with many of you who are here tonight. And for those who are new to N Street Village, welcome. You are now a part of our family. And I want to especially thank our Gala co-chairs, Hillary and Tom Baltimore, and Erica and A. Scott Bolden, and our auction co-chairs, Jackie Michael and Peggy Sparks, and our honorary co-chairs, Senator Roy and Mrs. Abigail Blunt, and Representative Karen Bass, whom we will hear from shortly. They are joined by dozens of House and Senate members who share their support of N Street Village. Our gratitude to the extraordinary Village Board, Ambassadors Council, Impact Committee, and in-crowd. You are the champions of this mission and the anchor of our family. And we welcome each of you, over 1,000 logged in tonight. Given our virtual status, there are a few new considerations as you enjoy our program. As you're watching this program on your TV or laptop, we encourage you to check out our incredible silent auction on your phone. To participate this evening's auction and donate appeal, use the link you received by text message or visit www.bidpal.net/nstreetvillage to register. Again, www.bidpal.net/nstreetvillage. You can find that site by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Just open your camera app on your phone, aim your camera at that QR code, and when the link pops up, click it. Finally, if at any time you would like to make a gift to support the work of N Street Village, please text N Street Village to 243-725. Just type in N Street Village, lowercase spaces, 243-725. You'll see these instructions on your screen throughout the virtual event. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our honorary co-chair, Representative Karen Bass.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Karen Bass from Los Angeles, California. I chair the Congressional Black Caucus, and in those 2 roles, I am happy to be here with you today because your city and my city in Los Angeles share a common problem of homelessness. Access to affordable housing has to be one of my top priorities, and I know firsthand the collective impact that we can have when organizations like N Street Village work together with the public and private sectors to bring about lasting change. So it's my pleasure and privilege to join you this evening to celebrate the work of N Street Village, and I'm honored to serve as the honorary co-chair of the March 9th Virtual Gala and Auction. I want to thank my friend Joe Crowley for inviting me this evening and for introducing me to the village and the critical work that they've been doing in our nation's capital. N Street Village is a national model for delivering homeless services. Your rich continuum provides everything from the most basic needs to permanent solutions, including shelter, permanent housing, income and employment support, and mental health and addiction recovery programs. In Los Angeles, on any given night, in our county, we have over 60,000 people sleeping under freeways, in tents, and being homeless. And so when I look at the services that you provide, it's the exact same thing we need in Los Angeles, and frankly, we need around our country. And given that we are all trying to survive in this pandemic, we know that the problem of homelessness is only going to grow as people lose employment. And so I just want to congratulate you for all you do, because your work is challenging and it is work that is so needed. And I am hoping that as I get to know the organization, we can see how you can serve as a model for our nation. So I look forward to working with my friend Joe Crowley and getting to know your organization more, and let me congratulate you for all the work that you've done over the years. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kenyatta Brunson, and I am the Chief Program Officer at N Street Village. I am thrilled to be here with you this evening at our virtual home, Hotel Zena, just off Thomas Circle and a few blocks from our flagship location. This beautiful space is dedicated to empowering women and their voices. In fact, I am standing in front of one of those amazing women, the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a woman who knew that positive and enduring change happens one step at a time. Alongside my colleagues, every day we witness women overcoming adversity and demonstrating resilience in the most challenging of circumstances. Tonight, we are so grateful to all of the returning sponsors and friends. And for those that are joining us for the first time, welcome. To offer you a vision of our extraordinary village, please allow me to show you a brief video. You will see that this video was taken before COVID-19 hit our doors. Much has changed, which you will see later in the program, but the spirit of our amazing community remains the same.
When you come to N Street, you have you. You can come and you can bring you can drop you right here at the door and start picking up the pieces one by one.
Every day, at least one new woman arrives at the doors of N Street Village, and our goal is to meet her right where she is and help her on her journey of healing and recovery.
It is undoubtedly one of the darkest days in a woman's life.
We're a community, we're a confidant, we're support, we're a friend, we're a sister for some women.
We want to be a place where we can make it easy and safe and comfortable for a woman to make a connection and then receive those supports, those wraparound supports, right where she already feels safe and where she already has a connection.
They start with the basics, a safe, welcoming space, and then provide every level of support needed, from warm meals and clothing to physical and mental health care to job readiness and supportive housing.
You know, when you're homeless, you feel helpless, hopeless, but when I got here, it was a different experience because I felt that there was hope and I had a future.
You feel the realness of not just the women that are in our programs, but the staff. You know that people are here for purpose.
The community as a whole is a relatively joyful place. There's probably nowhere else you could go, nowhere else I've been, where you'd see so much triumph of the human spirit.
I am the person I am today because somebody believed in me when I could not believe in myself. I came to N Street and I got a huge family.
We look back and know that our roots are very much the same, that our same goal of radical hospitality and welcome is what started N Street Village, and it's where we continue our mission today.
Our mission is as relevant as it ever was, and we've grown to be a national model for what's possible in supporting women who are homeless and who are highly vulnerable, especially in urban areas.
And I think what keeps us motivated and what keeps us going is that we can imagine a day when every woman in need has a safe place to call home.
Come to a place of dignity. Come to a place where you arrive at the door and your self-worth is without question. That is the first thing we can offer, and it is the first thing we should offer, and I'm proud that we do.
Watching this video makes me hopeful for the future times when we can smile, hug, and share meals together again. We know that that day will come. While this unimaginable year has tested us in many ways, we remain strong in our connections and in our vision of radical hospitality, and welcome to all who come through our doors. Hundreds of women rely on the village for food, clothing, showers, mental and physical health programs, job training, housing, and most importantly, a caring and welcoming community. When the twin pandemics reached our doors, we moved quickly to prioritize the immediate health and safety needs of our clients, staff, and volunteers. Thanks to our community partners, the village, the dedicated staff of the village, and you, our village family, we were able to adapt and address the growing need at our front door. Most immediately, we went to work securing and delivering essential PPE to all of our programs for staff and clients, and creating routines for daily COVID screening in all of our programs, deep cleaning in all common spaces, testing, and to quarantine individuals when needed. We adapted our meal delivery methods, and many of our wellness programs moved to virtual platforms. During these very challenging times, we found ways to provide supportive and encouraging activities for staff and clients. We planned self-care workshops, grief counseling, and additional special supports to manage these unprecedented times. But as you will see from the front lines, we never lost hope.
Before the pandemic, I remember we were getting ready for the gala. Our normal daily, get this done, do this, help this person, pull this person in, talk to this person. And then the pandemic hit. It was scary. It was scary to everyone, for everyone. We wanted to keep the ladies as close to us in the building as possible.
As a team, we have to step up our precaution, to make sure that the everywhere is clean and sanitized and everyone has their mask on.
Starting the job in the midst of the pandemic, it was different. Of course, wearing the face mask and getting to know people with the face mask because, of course, it's COVID. You don't want to get sick, but at the same time, you kind of want to be open to the people, get to know them more, let them get to know you more.
As soon as I hit the garage, my mask goes on, and I'm asking God to give me the patience to deal with whatever is waiting for me.
I work the second floor. I think we have about 50 to 55 beds, but we try to keep it at 35 just to maintain the social distancing.
We used to have 2 ladies to a room, but now during the pandemic, it's important to have 1 in each room.
With COVID and hypothermia, it kind of makes things worse, but luckily we were able to open up Eve's place / Adam's place, so it makes it a little bit easier because we have a place for them to go. We have a place for them to seek shelter.
In response to the pandemic, we had to go virtual on meetings, on our AA and A meetings. We also went live with some of them for purposes of sponsorship.
Because since I'm not seeing the clients the way I'm supposed to see them involved in their life, but I make sure talk to them every day to know how they're doing physically, mentally, spiritually, to know where they are so that I'll be able to provide the support that they need. working from home, I can say I'm working more, so because I'll forget that I'm home and I still keep working, which is fun because I'm working towards getting, like I said, my residents to achieve their goals.
During COVID, I find strength just for coming in and helping the ladies, just being able to give back to them. It's my way of giving back. I feel like I'm able to, I feel like I'm doing something positive.
N Street is like a engine, just chugging down this track. And all of a sudden, the engine had to stop and rethink which way to go.
Thanks to you, during the pandemic, N Street Village not only responded to the needs of the nearly 2,000 women we welcome each year, we also opened 3 new locations to provide more emergency shelter beds and over 60 new units of permanent supportive housing, including 6 for women and children. This has been an unexpected and challenging year for all of us, and we know the need for the mission of N Street Village is growing. But we continue to hold on to hope with the evidence of what we have been able to already do and the inspiration of the women we serve. We believe that together we can change the story of homelessness, one woman at a time. As always, this gala tonight is a chance to honor 3 women who exemplify what is possible with their hard work and determination. Please welcome live from N Street Village flagship location, tonight's 2021 Gala honorees, socially distanced in our community space. We are proud to bring you their personal stories, and we are grateful for the hope and the example they offer to all of us. It is my honor to introduce to you Deidre Turkman.
I'm Deidre Turkman. I lost my husband one Friday. At his funeral, my son got murdered the following Friday. 3 months after that, my father passed. And my drinking was real bad then. I was depressed. Then 11 months after that, I got shot in a drive-by. I was paralyzed for 2 years, and after 2 years, my faith in God and my determination, I started back walking. But I continued to drink more and more and more and more and more. I said, it's time to stop. And when I've been in N Street Village for 13 months, I fell in love with the staff, I fell in love with the program. And just imagine, I didn't think I can go 5 minutes without a drink. And here I am coming up on 2 whole years. And I feel amazing. I feel wonderful, I feel free. My motivation was me. I wanted to change my life. And that's why I stayed and stuck it out. You can't find no ladies out here like this. Because everybody's just like a family. They stick together. They're going to help you as long as you want that help. I got all of my help from here, from N Street Village. Every last bit of help I got it from N Street Village. They helped me get my disability. They helped me get my housing. And I love them to death. I love them. Because they're so good. And if you need anything, they'll give you anything you need. Anything you want, anything you need, they have it. But it's all about a respect thing. You respect them, they respect you. Now, I'm back to me. I'm out my shell, I'm helping people, and I'm loving life. I wasn't loving life at first, I wasn't loving myself. So I love myself now, and I love people too. And I didn't want to leave, but I got my own apartment. And now, I'm a sister's keeper at where I live at, which entails me helping the new ladies come in, getting clothes and food, and assist them any way I can. And I also volunteer at the front desk at where I live at. And I just love the people. I just love helping. Being a part of a community like Diane's house is making me feel so good that I can help other women better their life and go on with their next journey. I like to pay it forward because someone helped me, I want to help the next person.
Good evening. I'm Sunny Hostin. I'm honored to be here tonight celebrating a view from N Street Village with these powerful testimonies of strength and determination. I know the difficulties of growing up in poverty and being faced with systemic racism, as I myself am the daughter of teenage parents from the South Bronx. And like our village honorees tonight, I know at some point you have to bet on yourself. We live in a time when your dreams mean something. They have to mean something. This evening, we have the privilege to hear from extraordinary women who dare to dream of a better life for themselves. I want to personally thank each of you here this evening for your role in helping lift up each voice and make each dream possible. Now, I'd like to pass it over to my good friends and tonight's co-chairs, Erica Bolden and Hillary Baltimore.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sunny. We are happy to have you as part of the N Street Village family. My name is Erica Martin Bolden, and I am proud to be a member of the N Street Village Board and co-chair, again, of this evening's gala, alongside my friend and fellow board member and co-chair, again. Hillary Baltimore. I think we've officially signed up for this lifetime appointment as gala co-chairs,
think so.
But we are super proud to hold the title.
Yes, indeed. We are very proud and thankful for the amazing team of women and even a couple of men who have all contributed to tonight's success. Thank you, Gala Committee. You guys rock. I know we all wish that we were here together with old village friends and those of you joining us for the first time. Despite the distance between us, we are grateful for each and every one of you, and we welcome you to the village community. We are here at the beautiful Hotel Zena on Thomas Circle, just 1 block from N Street Village flagship. Behind us is a wall made up of 10,000 custom-designed buttons dedicated to women's empowerment. It's quite amazing. We are surrounded by the spirit of women who lift each other up and who draw on the strength of community and compassion, just as we do every day at N Street Village.
Hillary and I have met countless women at the village, whether it's been at an art class or at a clothing bazaar. These women's stories have always inspired us and kept us coming back to the village year after year. But tonight, we celebrate you, each of you that logged in across the country because you believe that every woman deserves a safe and dignified place to call home. I wanted to especially acknowledge our sponsors this evening. You'll see their names appear on your screen, but first I'd like to thank our extraordinary milestone sponsors. Our platinum sponsors, our gold sponsors, our silver sponsors, our bronze, our pewter, and of course, we could not do it without our village patrons.
Wow, echoing Erica, thank you to the over 200 sponsors joining us this evening and the hundreds that have logged in tonight. You make this village possible. As I reflect over the last 5 years serving as Gala co-chair, I smile at the fact that with each year, we face some kind of unusual obstacle leading up to our annual gala event. First, it was the rare March snowstorm, then the even rarer ice storm, and to top it off, a global pandemic.
Who would have thought it?
Last year, when we gathered a year ago almost, on March 10th, we would have never conceived of what was to follow. I want to take a moment to thank my dear friend Ruth Sorensen for introducing me to N Street Village. The invitation to offer support and hope for the women at N Street Village has truly been a gift for both my husband Tom and me. When year after year those monumental challenges arose, when we on the Gala Committee stressed all those days leading up to this annual event, Arnie Sorensen was the one to gather us on a call, usually very early in the morning, and in his quiet and comforting voice, assure us that we needed to proceed and that everything would be fine. N Street Village and the women we serve were deeply important to Arnie, and he truly was our champion. So, in honor of Arnie and his cheers that the show must always go on, because there are women who need our support, Tom, together with Peter Shields and his husband, Ace, would like to kick off tonight's Fund the Village with a $25,000 gift.
What? Yay!
Everybody, please join me.
That's amazing, Hillary. We know that every investment made here tonight has an immediate impact in the lives of these women, like our honorees. As Stuart mentioned at the top of the show, tonight is a little bit different, but we know that even though we're not gathered together in one room, we can still rally together and raise critical funds to support our growing village. So grab your phones.
I got mine.
I'm going to work with y'all. Many of our viewers tonight have registered already and received a text. Just click that link in the text message and it will take you to the auction and donation site. And if you received one of those delicious meals tonight from RSVP Catering and wine from our friends at Total Wine and More, you've also received a card with a QR code. That same QR code is here on the screen. If you didn't already receive a text, all you have to do is take your phone out, like you're taking a photo, go to that little camera and scan that QR code. A link will pop up. Just click that and it'll take you directly to the donation site. You can also text N Street Village, all one word, to 243-725. 243-725. All right, I'm going to give it all to you one more time. If you received a text, just click the link in that text message and it'll take you to auction and donation. Shop away, donate away. You can also scan the QR code here on the screen. All you have to do is take your phone out, picture, scan it, pop up, and it'll go directly to the donation site. You can also text N Street Village, all one word?
All one word.
To 243-725. Every single donation makes a difference. So we encourage you to give what you can to support this incredible organization and ensure, as Kenyatta said, that our doors remain open to all the women who arrive seeking help, hope, and dignity. We know these are challenging times, so please consider giving what's personally meaningful and possible for you.
Okay, thank you for those detailed instructions. Okay, let's throw out some fun facts about the village. Did you know 5,000 can stock food pantries at all 6 of our permanent supportive housing sites for 1 year? Did you know $1,000 can provide fresh, clean linens for 10 beds in our emergency shelter for 1 year?
I didn't know that one, but did you know that $500 can provide housing and supportive services for one woman living with HIV at Miriam's house for 1 week? And $100, Hillary, can provide breakfast for a week for 10 permanent supporting housing residents.
Well, let me tell you this. $50 can provide toiletries and a set of clean clothes for 2 women at our emergency shelter. And $25 a week of Starbucks coffee, which is can provide a stay-at-home kit for one of our permanent supportive housing residents sheltering in place during the pandemic.
Okay, you got me there. It's incredible that a little goes such a long way. Gifts of every size really add up to make a huge impact for the women of the village. So just a reminder, I don't know if they heard me the first 2 times, so just a reminder, click the link in the text that you already have received. Text N Street Village to 243-725, 243-725, and the third option is scan that QR code on the screen. That's the way you can give this evening. So let's take a look at...
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Susan.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Susan. Look at what we're up to already. $26,491. Wow, and we're going. Megan Shields. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. We love that we're seeing this real time.
Oh, my gosh.
26,000, Edward. Crazy, right?
Thank you. Perhaps one benefit of this pandemic is that it's taught us that we are all in this together. In addition to making a direct contribution, our amazing auction co-chairs, Jackie Michael and Peggy Sparks, with the support of the entire auction committee, have put together a phenomenal collection of items and experiences up for bid. Of course, I've been bidding in a bidding war since Saturday. However, rest assured, there are items for everybody. And while I won't tell you everything, I'm certainly watching all that amazing art Did you notice you can even visualize how it will look in a room? And I'm all over tennis at the Australian Embassy. Erica, did you see the virtual floral arranging class with Stacey Lee Banks?
I did, and I just outbid you on that one. So anyway, if you didn't just get a text, it means you still have time to get logged in and bidding. You can log in with the QR code that's on the screen or visit the website. No matter where you are in the world, get bidding and have some fun. This year, we're keeping it open a little later so everyone can join in. And the auction will close at 10 p.m. tonight.
Hold up. I'm making some bids. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Look at this.
Oh, my God. We're up to $60,000 that quick.
$60,000. Thank you.
So we're going to check back with you guys in a little bit later to share how things are going. But now I'm excited to introduce to you an extremely special family. Joining us from New York City, signed by Jay-Z Rock Nation a few years ago. This group was discovered by Jay-Z when the family was doing pop-up street performances in Central Park and New York City subway stations, eventually making their way around to ABC's The View with our friend Sunny Hostin. Please welcome our newest Village friends, Infinity Song.
Good evening, N Street Village. My name is Victory, and it is my distinct pleasure to virtually be with you tonight alongside Infinity Song. We are 5 siblings that grew up singing together, and naturally we became a band. Like most people, our journey is one that has been filled with adversity, but through it all, God gave us a song to sing. Through the lows and the highs, through all the seasons of life, we maintained our song. And tonight, as a token of our appreciation for the great work that is done here at N Street Village, we'd like to share with you a glimpse of what our song sounds like. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Infinity Song, I'd like to say thank you to the wonderful people that serve at N Street Village. Congratulations to all of the honorees, and Godspeed to all of the women that are engaged in the battle of overcoming homelessness. You shall indeed overcome.
When the rain starts, will you be my shelter? When I call you, will you still answer? When I'm drifting, will you be my anchor? And when the world ends, will you be my savior? I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. 'Cause without you I'm afraid that there is no other way for my life to feel complete. 'Cause you are my source of peace, and I know that you believe in my capabilities. So I hope that you can see that you mean so much to me. you take me home? When I'm broken, will you make me whole? And keep me warm when there's only cold. I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. 'Cause without you I'm afraid that there is no other way for my life to feel complete. 'Cause you are my source of peace, and I know that you believe in my capabilities. So I hope that you can see that you mean so much to me. 'Cause without you I'm afraid that there is no other way for my life to feel complete. 'Cause you are my source of peace, and I know that you believe in my capabilities. So I hope that you can see that you mean so much to me.
What a wonderful sound. Our gratitude to Infinity Song for being with us tonight. And thank you to our friend and Founders Award recipient, Deborah Lee, for making that special moment possible. Good evening, everyone. I'm fortunate enough to know many of you here with us tonight, but for those whom I don't, my name is Schroeder Stribling, and I'm the CEO of N Street Village. We begin tonight by remembering our village friend, Arnie Sorensen. Arnie first became involved with N Street Village over a decade ago as the husband of our beloved board member, Ruth. Since that time, they have been, and continue to be, not only good friends to many, but also an ever-positive force for the promise of our mission.
We just jumped off our bikes, and we are thinking of incredible women at N Street.
They're our heroes.
Arnie and I have been invited into this community, and it's been a great opportunity for us to broaden and deepen our story.
We're all part of the same family. From our tradition, we would say that we're all children of the same God. Women of N Street, you're our heroes. You inspire us, even as we root for you to transform your lives and make them everything that they can be. So thank you very much.
In remembering Arnie tonight, we hear in ourselves an echo of the compassion, generosity, and hope which he embodied and to which our mission is dedicated. Arnie used his attention, his caring, and his opportunities to bend the arc of our shared history toward the future of justice we seek. His life spoke of service to others and of our individual power to create good change, and of a faithful certainty that we are all equally worthy, equally vulnerable, and equally full of potential. We are indeed more alike than we are different. And especially tonight, we need the echo of Arnie's optimism. He would not let the promises of any day go unseized, no matter its challenges. The far shores of hope and possibility were visible to him. Without this, where would we set our sail? But hope has been a particular challenge this year. We have seen just how fragile we are as individuals, as a country, as a planet. We have experienced our vulnerability to illness and loss. We have watched how easily the open wounds of our unhealed divisions can escalate into dangerous angers. And we have seen how we can each slide down, even in a warm house, even with a full cupboard, into sadness or depression. We are none of us immune from these shared frailties. And in that, we have newly understood our interdependence. In our missing, we have felt how much a friend's embrace can counter our despair. In our absences, we have understood how much our family and our friends need us, and we them. And in a new awakening, we are witness to the tragic consequences of centuries of systemic oppression. In this most difficult year, hope has been hard to conjure, and we have wondered, where now do we set our sail? Our village is a lighthouse of promise on the horizon. The evidence is here tonight and present with us every day in stories like those of Benita, Belinda, and Deirdre, which you're hearing tonight. We are a village bound together in commitment to the well-being and empowerment of all women, a commitment to a common good that begins by lifting up the voices of those most affected by our all too common social ills. More than a place, this village to which we all belong is a way of responding to one another in benevolence, with compassion, with truth, and with reconciliation when it is called for. I had a powerful lesson in hope and solidarity direct from our front lines on Friday, January 8th. I was in an afternoon meeting with leaders of our frontline workforce. As they recounted the week, several of them began to tell how on Wednesday, rioters had marched past our downtown shelter, carrying white supremacist signs and yelling racial epithets at the women outside. The staff encouraged the women inside, turned off the TV news, started puzzles and activities, and ate dinner together in community. They spoke of all they did to project calm and to ease the distress of a frightening afternoon. All of the staff who told the story are themselves African American women. There was gravity and silence when they spoke of going home that night and of their own emotions, which would only then begin to surface. The rest of the meeting was devoted to expressions of support and understanding, and the generous conversation concluded with a long and warm farewell. That is a village story of inspiration which is of and for our times. It is a story of hatred and danger in the open streets and a small band of courage and kindness which withstood its impact. We also find daily inspiration at the village that we ourselves can change, whatever that means for each of us. Take my friend India. A soft-spoken woman of 54, she is both serious and grateful in conversation. She is the proud grandmother of 2 young boys who cannot wait to see her again after the pandemic. India is a survivor of multiple traumas and lost both her mother and daughter tragically. She struggled for years with addiction. And then 3 years ago, she met an N Street Village counselor at the DC jail, and she says of the time, "I was serious. I wanted help." And today, she is a version of India, which she says even she could not have imagined. She credits the community at the village. "Have you ever had a whole group of women and all they wanted to do is lift you up?" she asked me. Over 3 years clean now, she knows that others are looking up to her. "I keep myself together for the newer women," she says. This month, she is moving into a permanent village apartment. She says that she dreams of holding her key, finishing her college coursework, and becoming a peer counselor. "I can at least use my life for good," India told me. "I know someone needs my story." Tonight, we hear and celebrate the stories of these people inclined toward hope, driven by generosity, and motivated for the common good. Like India, like Arnie, like our frontline workers, like you. Thank you for making this a beacon of the possible. We will continue to be bold in our imagination and set our sail for a future of more justice. Of course, set our sail for a future of more justice, more peace. Of course, the stories of N Street Village are best told by the women themselves. And so I am now proud to introduce you to Steinbrook awardee, Belinda McLean.
My name is Belinda McLean. My mother, she was a bad drinker. She was an alcoholic. She had different men coming in and out of our homes. One man in particular tried to molest me one day, and I told her about it, and it started conflict between me and her. So my mother kicked me out when I was 16. So I just went to a friend's house and hung around with them, and that's how I ended up getting into drugs. I ended up repeating the same pattern my mother did. You know, I was in and out of relationships. I ended up with 4 kids. I didn't finish school. My mother ended up stopped drinking. She got clean. Made an agreement with her. I let her have custody of my kids, and while I tried to get myself together. But I tried, failed and tried and failed. I just didn't know what to do. So I went to Panhandle, and I was clean though. I've been clean since then. And they helped me to get into Marian's house. And so I've been in Marian's house for like 2.5 years now. And I've been clean for like going on 4 years. Well, my first day coming to N Street Village, it was like a relief. I felt like I had hope. I deal with my recovery like this. I try to find positive things to do. I stay away from negative people. You know, I just try to stay and work on myself. I went to the N Street vocational program, and that's when I met Matthew. So now he's helping me with my resume, my cover letter, and to finish getting my GED. I also opened a bank account. I'm saving money. You know, I'm learning to be more self-efficient. I'm able to stand on my own, and I'm looking forward to fighting to get my own place, go out there and find me a job, and get out into the world. N Street Village really saved my life. What really motivates me is my grandkids and my kids, because I'm a much better mother and I'm a great grandmother now than I was back then. And I like to look on their faces when they see that I'm doing positive things, you know. That's what really motivates me a lot.
Hi, I'm Sharon Baker. Last year I was an honoree, and I want to say congratulations to the 3 honorees for 2021. I am looking forward to working with you guys, and I want to wish you all the best. Thanks.
Thank you, Belinda and Sharon. Tonight, you have heard some powerful stories, and we have one more for you. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Steinbrook awardee, Benita Moss.
My name is Benita Moss. I did use drugs for many, many years throughout my teens, up until adulthood. I'm gonna say probably my latter 30s or maybe 40. I had over 20 years clean. But a lot of times things don't work the way we plan, and I had a situation and I used. But I clearly thought after a couple of days that this is not gonna work. What are you gonna do? You're 63 years old. So that's when I stuck up. I seeked N Street at that time because I knew I didn't have any other recourse. I was on the 5th floor, upstairs on the 5th floor, and that's the recovery house. Life was challenging on the 5th floor. I was already in COVID mode because we had lockdown. It was 4 o'clock. You're not going back outside. You're going to do this and do that. And it was structural. And after a while, after a couple of days, I was like, these are my people. You know, these are my people. I'd listen to their stories and I was like, wow. And, you know, I'm like, you're just a drop in the bucket. You know, these people really been through. And they kept coming back every day like I was. So I became friends with most of them. I stayed in touch with N Street Village because these are my people. If it wasn't for N Street Village and the people, I wouldn't be where I am today. The bottom line is I owe these people my life. If it wasn't for N Street, there would be a lot of people dead, homeless, and who knows what else. I'm just glad I came to N Street because trust me, I couldn't take no more. I couldn't take any more pressure. You know, I want to live like that. I'm 65 now. I have a new career. I'm living life. Life is good. Because I got my job actually through N Street. Everybody was just so helpful. So now I work for Friendship Place. I am a residential aide. Been there almost a year, started in the pandemic. I'm fortunate enough to get a job in the pandemic. So it's been wonderful. I feel great. And actually, you know, every day that you wake up, you stand a chance to improve yourself.
I just want to repeat, fortunate enough to get a job during this pandemic.
It's a miracle. It's amazing.
Thank you, Belinda, Benita, and Deirdre for sharing your stories with us. You are our inspiration and keep us motivated each day.
Speaking of motivation, let's see where we're at. Oh my goodness. 77,591. Woo!
Thank you.
Ingrid Duran, thank you. Love seeing these names come in. You guys are just continuing to grow this. This is just tonight. We're not even talking about, and we'll talk a little later about what we did prior to get us here, but this is just absolutely amazing. Everybody's been so generous tonight. Don't forget, you can always donate to N Street Village, and you can bid on items until 10 p.m. tonight. We encourage you to set your max bid and let the systems do the incremental bidding for you.
I got to go check.
Right, exactly. And all direct donations are really adding up. Let's see. We still got Ingrid up here. We're still donating. Okay. So I think we have one more word from Sunny.
Tonight has been so wonderful, and my thanks to all of you for your support of this critical mission. Congratulations to Belinda, Bonita, and Deirdre. You inspire me. The view from N Street Village is full of hope, and I look forward to visiting when it is safe for us to be together. I'm grateful to each of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunny. As we present the Founders Award tonight, we begin by remembering two men whom we've recently lost, who were central to the founding of our mission 50 years ago, Chuck Solem and Dale McDaniel. Chuck and Dale were instrumental in the establishment of our first and largest location and remained generous advocates and champions for the village throughout their entire lives. Both Chuck and Dale were living examples of radical welcome. Their kindness and warmth was felt in every encounter, and their vision for a day of greater justice was always in sight. We will miss you, Chuck and Dale, and your spirit will be with us as we continue forging forward toward a day when every woman has a safe and dignified place to call home.
They will truly be missed. And as we remember Chuck, Dale, and Arnie tonight, we want to note our special gratitude for these good men who respected and uplifted the well-being of all women. Now, I have the pleasure to introduce you to our village friend, Gala sponsor, who just happens to be my cousin, Tony Cook Bush, who is Executive Vice President and Global Head of Government Affairs for News Corp, and one of tonight's milestone sponsors.
Good evening. I am Tony Cook Bush, Executive Vice President and Global Head of Government Affairs for the News Corporation, home of the Wall Street Journal, HarperCollins, and Realtor in the U.S., and publications in Europe and Australia. It is my great honor to join you virtually tonight at the In Street Village Gala and Auction. My husband Dwight and I have long admired and supported the work of the In Street Village. We were fortunate to attend last year's gala, our last in-person event before the COVID shutdown. I was first introduced to In Street by my cousin Hillary Baltimore many years ago, and I have witnessed the impact you make in the lives of thousands of women in D.C. Tonight, I am here to introduce my dear friend, another longtime Village supporter, Deborah Lee. Among her many accomplishments, Debbie is the chairman and CEO emeritus of the BET Networks, the chair of the Leading Women Defined Foundation, and the co-founder of the Monarchs Collective, and tonight, recipient of the In Street Village Founders Award. Debbie shared with me that she came to In Street through Arnie Sorensen. I have to say that Arnie was an inspired leader of both the business and philanthropic community in Washington. His shoes will be hard to fill, and he will be sorely missed. The Debbie I know, in addition to her amazing public achievements, works to promote women and minorities in less public ways. She was behind the creation of original content on BET like Being Mary Jane. Countless women at BET rose through the ranks with Debbie as a mentor. Many of us in the legal community were hired by BET when Debbie was general counsel. Her impact on the minority business community will be another of her many lasting legacies. Debbie has also been a trailblazer and one of the most influential female voices in the entertainment industry. She has devoted herself to her family and elevating the voices of women, most especially women of color, and has been a vital champion of the In Street Village for nearly a decade. In her own style, Debbie has made the In Street Village galas even more meaningful by inviting incredible talent like Andra Day, Lettucey, and Alla Black to share their voices with us and sing together with the In Street Village and Luther Place Ambassadors of Praise Choir. Let me say that Debbie has done it all with grace, vision, and compassion. Those of us who are fortunate to call her our friend are truly blessed. Tonight, we honor Debbie and her dedication to ensuring that women in every walk of life are seen, heard, respected, and lifted up. Please help me to welcome my friend and the 2021 In Street Village Founders Award recipient, Deborah Lee.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for this honor. It is particularly wonderful to be introduced by my friend, Tony Cook Bush. Tony and I have known each other since college and law school. We've watched each other as kids grow up, and we've been in the same industry for years. Thank you, Tony, for your kind words. I was introduced to In Street Village by my good friends, Arnie and Ruth Sorensen. Like many of you, I am heartbroken about Arnie's passing. He was a great man and a great leader. I was so honored to serve on the Marriott board with him for over 18 years. He was also a great husband to Ruth and father to his kids. The Sorensens were recipients of the Founders Award in 2017. I was here that night and recall standing alongside my friend Andra Day in the In Street Village 2017 client honorees, Catherine, Peggy, and Tom Muir, at the Marriott Marquis. That
evening was similar to each village event that I've had the pleasure of supporting and attending. The room was filled with many faces, some familiar and some new friends. There was a sense of joy and hope that washed over you when you walked in the door, which was deepened as we honored the evening's awardees and soaked up the village vibe. Everyone in that room knew, as you know tonight, that their presence had purpose. Everyone felt called to be together in both celebration and support of the women in our community who need us most. It is that sense of purpose that inspired me to become a part of the Village family almost 10 years ago, and that keeps me coming back each year. N Street Village is much more than a service provider. It is a community for women, a place of relationship and healing for women experiencing homelessness. And we know each one of us can relate to and understand their stories in some personal way, and feel pride and encouragement in their stories of triumph and in the realization of their dreams. I, like Congresswoman Bass, am in LA, and I see many parallels in the challenges that women are facing. The issues are deep-rooted, and we know how critical organizations like N Street Village are in creating lasting solutions. It is a privilege tonight to stand with the Village Steinbrook honorees, Deidre, Belinda, and Benita, as they accept the 2021 N Street Village Steinbrook Award. I am honored tonight to accept the 2021 N Street Village Founders Award and to be here with each of you with the same intention and purpose that this community always creates. Thank you to each of you joining tonight. Your investment creates life-changing and life-saving opportunities. This is your purpose here. That is my purpose here. And we can see the outcome with our own eyes and feel the village vibe even when virtual. Thank you all.
Thank you, Deborah. It is stories of women like you that inspire all of us to dream big. As we come to the conclusion of the program, I want you to know that while we can't see you literally, we see you. Your investment, your compassion, your commitment, you keep us on fire for this mission. We draw on strength of women like Deidre, Belinda, Benita, and Deborah. You inspire us for the road ahead.
Together, tonight, we have raised a record-breaking $1.7 million. To support the women in our city who need us most. As we heard earlier this evening, we opened 3 new locations during the pandemic to meet the growing needs at our door, and we could not have done this without you. And don't forget, the auction is still open until 10 p.m., so get in your final bids. And beyond that, there's endless ways to stay involved, and we look forward to staying connected and remain hopeful for the day when we can welcome you back into the village.
Again, thank you to each of you who are here with us tonight. The stories we have heard are testimony to all that has and will transpire through your dedication to the mission. An entire village is holding you close in our gratitude, but don't just take my word for it.
I'm bound to thank you for it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, N Street Village. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.